All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Patel. I'm the founder of 2400 Expert. And in this video, I just want to cover a few points about our online USAT prep course. And so to get started, I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I went to high school. And on my first SAT, I was completely clueless. I got around average, but after studying a lot for this exam, I was able to raise my score to a perfect SAT score. And because of that, it really changed my life. I was admitted into prestigious universities. I got $500,000 in scholarship offers, and I even got to meet the President of the United States. And all of that was because of my SAT score. And so I created 2400 Expert to help other students do the same. And we've had a lot of success with thousands of students around the country, many of whom have gotten into Ivy League universities, have won millions of dollars in college scholarships, and some have even gotten perfect SAT scores themselves. Now, for me, I'm currently not only the founder of 2400 Expert, but I'm also an SAT prep book author. Many of my books have been #1 on Amazon for SAT prep, and I'm also an MD and MBA student at both USC and Yale. And so, what I really want to cover today, though, is really one of the frequently asked questions that we get asked about by parents, really, at 2400 Expert, which is, when should my child start studying for the SAT? And the answer to this question is really as soon as possible. And I don't say this lightly. I've noticed over the years at 2400 Expert that students that start as a freshman or sophomore to study for the SAT, they typically get the highest score improvements and go to the best colleges with the most scholarships. Now, that's not to say that you can't do it as a junior or senior, but the earlier you start, usually the better. Not to mention, many of the 100 strategies we teach in our courses also help students in high school, so it's to your benefit to start as early as possible. Not to mention, our SAT courses really help with the PSAT, which the PSAT counts officially towards national merit, which is a large scholarship that you can get your junior year. It can get you a lot of half tuition and full tuition scholarships to many universities. And that is only applicable when you take your PSAT during October of your junior year. So really, as early as possible, you want to start studying for the SAT. So why take an online course in January or February with 2400 Expert? Well, as you know, the SAT is going to be changing in March of 2016 back to a 1600 format. And because of that, the SAT actually has gotten a lot easier. Although there's still the same subjects, math, reading, and writing, the SAT has made a lot of changes that make the SAT easier. For example, there's no more obscure vocabulary tested, so you don't have to memorize large vocab lists. The math has been reduced to only a few topics. There's 4 answer choices instead of 5, which increases your chances of guessing correctly on questions, as well as it basically speeds you up on the test too, because you only have to read through 4 answer choices instead of 5. There's actually less questions on the test now, with more time per question. There's no penalty for guessing. So this new version of the SAT is actually easier than ever for students. And I'm really encouraging students to take the March 2016, the first administration of the exam, because for the students that are prepared for that March 2016 SAT, they're going to do very well compared to everyone else, because most students will not be prepared for this new version of the SAT. And so the curve will work in your favor. And so I remember when I was in high school, many students, were taking the first administration of the 2400 version of the exam. And so, those students that were prepared for the 2400 version of the exam when it was changing from 1600 to 2400, they scored very well in that first administration. I remember students at my high school who got 2400, 2390, 2380, 2320. And that was all because those students were prepared for the exam, whereas most students were not. And so what I want to cover here is just how the online classroom would work. If I'm your instructor, I'd obviously be working with you guys directly. There's usually students here who I'm interacting with. You can chat with me, answer questions, etc. I present slides here. I can write on a whiteboard just as I would in a traditional in-person classroom. and we can always pull up whiteboards and all of that. And so parents sometimes have some concerns about, whether the online course is similar to the in-person course, and it's really exactly the same. So I highly encourage you guys to take a look at the schedules of the online courses, and don't worry if some of the schedules don't fit your schedule perfectly. All of the online courses are recorded so that you can watch them at a later time at your convenience. All right, guys, so I look forward to hopefully having you in one of my courses soon.